Take a trip with me to Flagler Beach, Florida, a place with amazing birds and a beautiful seascape. Let's go. My husband and I recently vacationed in Flagler Beach, which is located along the northeastern coast of Florida. Although it was pretty chilly and cloudy most days, it was still beautiful, relaxing, and serene. While there, we were able to see a variety of birds, and this guy is probably my favorite of the beach birds, the brown pelican. You can catch brown pelicans hanging out on the water just like this fairly often, but when they fly, it's absolutely beautiful. I'll tell you more about that later. This little guy is called a willet, and while he's one of the smaller birds that we saw on the beach, he's actually not that small at all. Willets are about 13 to 16 inches in length, so they're larger than many common backyard birds where I live. And he's standing on one leg here to minimize heat loss because it was a chilly day. One of my favorite bird sightings was this large group of different gulls hanging out on the shore together. They only seem to do this at certain times of the day, so we had to be on the beach pretty early in the morning to catch them, but it was definitely worth it. Brown pelicans have a beautifully graceful flight pattern. Often they'll fly in lines and glide in near perfect unison. It really looks like they're moving in slow motion, even though they're actually traveling really fast. They do a lot of gliding and don't flap their wings too often, and it's just amazing to see. If there's one thing Flagler Beach is known for, it's coquina sand and seashells. Well, that's two things, but they are related. The sand on Flagler Beach is crushed coquina. Coquina is largely made of shells. It's actually not too hard to run across fairly large chunks of coquina on the beach as well. And as you can see, there are plenty of whole shells all over the beach too. Although the days were cloudy on the beach, the sunsets were absolutely gorgeous. This video doesn't even do it justice. So serene. Here's an example of a coquina chunk I saw on the beach. I thought it looked like a heart, so I wanted to take a video of it. The amount of gulls on the beach was pretty amazing. They didn't seem to be afraid of us either. They let us walk pretty closely to them and only started to move away if we got within a few feet or so. I love seeing the brown pelicans fly just above the water like this, but they also fly well above the water's surface while looking for prey. In fact, they're known to fly up to 60 feet above the water and plunge down into the surface once they spot a fish. They capture the fish in their bill pouch and then drain the water from it by tilting their head. The brown pelican is such a cool bird. They have a really distinctive look because of their shape and size. Even though they're the smallest pelicans, they're still huge birds with a length of about 48 to 50 inches and a wingspan of up to 7 feet. Most of the beach birds we saw were pretty social and liked to be in a group. The willet, however, is pretty independent. Once in a while there would be two willets together, but that was pretty rare. The willet also liked to stay out much later than the other birds, and we would often see willets still searching for prey along the shore, even into the early part of the night. Most of the gulls shown here are laughing gulls, but there are a couple of other types mixed in with them. The laughing gull gets its name from its call, which sounds a bit like a person laughing loudly. Here's a close-up of one. This other gull is actually a ring-billed gull. He gets his name from the black ring around his bill. My husband actually captured me filming the double takeoff shot of the gulls that you just saw. I was so excited to capture such a cool moment. I had no idea he was recording me at the time, and when he showed me this, I was thrilled to have another perspective of it. So I decided to include it here for you too. If you look at the bottom left of the screen, you'll see one little gull remaining. This is him. He's a ring-billed gull that decided to hang out with me long after the other gulls had flown away. Eventually, he took off as well. Thanks for joining me. Please like and subscribe. Take care.